Blue collar, white collar, black professors, white scholars, politicians, Dalai Lamas. Everybody in the whole wide world need hope if I be honest. I'm in that number.
Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I am going to be going back to my old show during the week, the old show Freedom on Fire, and it's just simply going to be called On Fire with Robert BOBTV. News, political, sports, you name it, life in general. Just talking about the things that we deal with every day, because I'm an everyday guy. I'm not Don Lemon or no top journalist. Thank God I'm a regular guy like you, and anybody can do what I'm doing. And you have a voice, and I encourage other people to take advantage of the ability to broadcast without going through the normal way of broadcasting to the world. The Rob Report will go back to a special report type deal, or I may have a topic of the day that I need to get off my chest. That will be titled The Rob Report. I am also working on a new show called Face the Press. Face the Press. It's a spinoff of Meet the Nation, Face the Nation and Meet the Press, where I take segments of both shows and call them out for the BS. So look for that. Now, I'm on here to talk about something that's so important, and I'll probably end up getting some feedback. And let me take these off. I want to talk to you a little bit. Keep these on. I want to make sure I'm clear, loud and clear. I was in the middle of some thinking about 2018 and 2019 and what need to be done. I was writing an article for a newspaper. It was going to be my first one, and I just couldn't get it together. But it's something that needs to be talked about, and you can like, share, comment. The political revolution, is it over? And did Bernie Sanders kill it? With question marks. And that's what I'm talking about right now. It is important. I'm going to try to make it quick as I can. I have a union meeting I got to go to today. Yes, I'm a union member. Support unions. Fight against this right to work crap. That's another segment. It says the Democrats have successfully destroyed the political revolution with the full support of the political revolution leader, Bernie Sanders. The chief and the commander, or the commander-in-chief of the political revolution, is Bernie Sanders. And he has done irreparable damage, more than he can even imagine, to that army. It all started with Bernie Sanders after finding out he was cheated. And let's get this. He found that out early in the beginning when they refused to let him have access to the DNC computer when it came to the people who were on that hard drive. Give them full access to advertise, campaign about his particular candidacy. It started then. Now, understand this, people. There's a difference between Bernie Sanders being cheated and Bernie Sanders supporters being cheated. Make no matter. I mean, let's get this straight. Just because he's nonchalant about it, don't mean we are nonchalant about it. He is not his support base. The supporters made him relevant. He didn't make the supporters relevant. I repeat this. During the primaries and even up to this date, it's his supporters that made him relevant, not him making the supporters relevant. Bernie Sanders was a known name. Only some people who really knew his legacy knew about him and loved him. I was one of them. I love how he railed against the Treasury Department and different areas of the government. I'm not going to go in, but there was a lot of part of the government and just society in general that he really railed against. But let's separate this. Bernie Sanders and his supporters are not the same. It all started with Bernie Sanders after finding out he was cheated by the DNC. He refused to submit to his supporters. He refused to submit to his supporters' demand of finding out how he was cheated, who cheated him, why they cheated him, and where he was cheated. It was his supporters who were demanding, and this is where I side with the same progressive, who cheated you, why they cheated you, where they cheated you, and how they cheated you. How did they cheat you? Not only did they cheat you, Bernie Sanders, they cheated us, your supporters. They cheated us. They screwed. They stabbed us in the back. And who did this? The DNC, spearheaded by DNC leaders and surrogates, such as Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, Robbie Mook, Neera Tanden, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, eventually Donna Brazile, and in some cases Howard Dean, and more. But instead of dealing with that situation, instead of railing against that situation like you did Geithner, like you did other people in the political sphere when they had to sit in that hot seat in front of you, why you didn't put the Democratic Party in the hot seat when your supporters was telling you you need to do that. And instead of listening to your supporters, you listen to the DNC, which proves which one is more valuable to you, your base or that party. What happened is he became silent. He began to shut up. He's like the person that see a crime on the street that won't say anything. I ain't gonna rat the Democrats out. Snitches get stitches. So what? You're part of a crime syndicate? You support the crime syndicate more than the people in the neighborhood? Because if you don't say something, the next person's going to be victimized, and the next person, and the next person, all because you are too much of a punk to stand up for your community. Second thing is, instead of running as an independent, continuing to show that he is a leader, a true leader of a real revolution with every right to do so because of the cheating, every right to say, I'm going to challenge you wholeheartedly. You think you're going to do this to me? You think you're going to do this to my supporters? Baby, when I say it's going to be a revolution, it's going to be a real revolution. So I am announcing my candidacy as an independent. I know I said I wasn't going to do anything. I know I was going to support, I said I was going to support Hillary Clinton, but that was based on the fact that everything was fair game. Now that you know everything was not fair game, you decided, instead of running independent, decide with them. You stabbed your supporters in your back who were pushing you to go independent. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Instead of running as an independent, continuing to show that he's the leader of a real revolution with every right to do so, he began to walk in the fear of Trump. He became fearful. He got scared. He became a little punk. He started cowering out. He began to walk in the fear of Trump more than the faith of the revolution. He began to walk in the fear of Trump more than the faith of a revolution. The polls have told him and his supporters that if he ran as an independent, he would capture majority of the independents, over 50%. Pretty much in the 60s and 70s of the independents, which are the deciding factors in an election. He would have commanded a segment of the Republican vote because they didn't trust Trump, but they did not want to go with Hillary either. And mind you, Chuck Schumer said, hey, for every Democrat we'll lose, we'll pick up some Republicans. You really think Republicans was going to support Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump? You really believe that numbnut, Chuck Schumer? You found out the hard way, but that I can't even say it. That was a wrong thought. Bernie Sanders had a segment of the Republicans willing to vote for him. He had a majority of the independents willing to go out and vote. Some never voted a day in their life. Some, this is their first time in the electoral process, willing to go out and vote. And he turned his back on them. And not only that, you would have had almost half of the Democrats. So as an independent, you would have carried your own revolution to the presidency, because Trump couldn't handle you and Hillary Clinton couldn't handle you. But the point that the moment you decide, without consulting us, you decide to drop out and support Hillary without consulting your soldiers and your top soldiers, you decided to drop out and you put your independents, most of them supporting you. The Republicans that was supporting you, of course, they're going to end up going with Trump because they wasn't going to go with Clinton. Independents who hate both parties, they wasn't going to go with Hillary Clinton. Some of them voted third party. Some of them went and voted for Donald Trump. A few went to vote for Hillary Clinton. You got to understand. I don't want to go too far. Instead of having faith of the revolution, he did not look at what he had. He did not take the time out. I don't know if he did. I blame his Jeff Weaver for convincing him not to run third party. You know, son, I don't even blame Jeff Weaver, because Jeff Weaver isn't Bernie Sanders. Jeff Weaver, his campaign manager, was working for him. So yeah, you can advise me, but I make the overall decision, Doc. We can't have neither one of these people. Instead of having faith in the revolution, he cowered out of fear. He cowered out of fear. He became a prisoner of his own waged political revolutionary war, waving the white flag of surrender, not just cowering out of fear, but literally turning his back on us, his supporters, to join the side, or to join side by side with his political opponent. In our case, the political enemy. He did this. He turned his back. He went on the side of our political opponent / enemy, turning his back on his army. All for the hopes of changing the party. And he is not, as they say, a true member of the party. In other words, Bernie Sanders decides that I'm about to bite the bullet. Y'all should do the same thing. Bite the bullet and go ahead and support Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to give it up, though, until we can come to, until I can at least change the platform. And sure, he was successful at changing the platform, but he didn't understand that, look, these people are liars and con artists. Either you knew that or you're a fool. Did you call Bernie Sanders a fool? Either you knew that or you are a fool to think that they was going to commit to that platform. Hey, if you like the content and if you like this particular video, please like it, share it. Also, if you want to become a patron, you can click the link below and become a patron. I'm no Don Lemon, thank God. So again, like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're over 1,500. We're on the march to 5,000. Please click the subscribe button and hit the notification button so you can know exactly when I put a new video up. If you like the content, hit our Patreon account up. A few bucks to get a brother a cup of coffee, maybe a hot dog, and a soda from 7-Eleven. Even though I don't need that.